culture. And unfortunately, we don't have too many, I think, Asian American male representation kind of out there. But I think somebody who is, just tall, take care of himself. If we're gonna talk about physical, right? Like I would say like 6 feet. I feel like we're like building the dream man right now. It's like build a bear, but build your dream husband right now. So maybe 6 feet tall. Just kind of build. I think take care of himself. I think health is very important to me, and good hygiene, nice dresser. That's yeah. It's not a lot. I mean, if you want to talk about like more like personality wise, I can give you a full list.
Well, first of all, here behind the velvet rope, you can come and build your dream man. Yes, that is why you stop by. Second of all, it sounds like you just described Kevin to me.
Kevin's a really good looking guy. No, I'm definitely not. Personality wise, I don't think we're fit, but look wise, yeah, he's a very, very attractive guy. Yeah.
What about personality wise? Like, is there a certain type of personality that you're just drawn to?
I'm really drawn to sincere personality, someone who's very genuine, who's kind, who's family oriented. So I'm very like old school when it comes to that.
And what about, because you mentioned like, you want to keep it like in your culture, like, was that an issue like between you and Andrew? Like, was that a thing too? I mean, we saw this other stuff, but you said it was 5.5 years.
For sure. I mean, I've dated kind of a lot of different ethnicities. I think for sure I noticed that at the beginning when Drew and I first started dating, he's Latin, so they're very passionate. They yell at each other. And I'm like, are you yelling at me? He's like, no, that's just the way our family talks. And for me, like, we're very proper, right? And then also another thing is that they love big gatherings at their house all the time, every day. For me, weekend is enough. Like I don't need to have my friends over every single night, and a big group of friends too. So that was also a little bit different. And I grew up, the only child, and my family the Asian family tend to kind of keep it to themselves. Where he grew up, he has brothers and sisters, and they love big gatherings all the time.
Well, that makes a lot of sense too. Talk to me this season. We have 2 new cast members, Dorothy Wang and Mimi Morris. Who do you think kind of fit into this group better, Dorothy or Mimi?
I would have to say Mimi. I've spent a lot of personal time with Mimi, and I thought she was great, and she's fun. She's a little quirky, and I love Dawn as well. Dorothy, I just, we've been at parties together. She's never made her way to say hi to me or other cast members, so I don't really feel like she's trying to even kind of befriend us. And that's just my take.
And that's even like after the show was filmed or during filming, like it's not like prior to the show. It's like since she joined the show, she still just doesn't kind of try to engage.
Yeah, because for me, I think like, if we're on the same show or somewhere, I will always say hi, and she kind of so she doesn't make an effort to say hi to me, but I'm not sure that if it's because I'm friends with King or whatever. So she might have her story. I'm not putting word in her mouth. But I have nothing against her. I don't really know her. And I feel like she never really kind of made an effort to get to know me and some of the other cast members. Where Mimi obviously has been very welcoming. And we've been very welcoming to Mimi as well, of course. So I think Mimi, for me, fits better with this crew.
Did you know of Dorothy before this, just from like Rich Kids of Beverly Hills?
Yeah, of course. I've known Dorothy from Rich Kids, and I think she did that Singly Famous, and also like just a couple, it's a small circle. So, but we've never our path has never really crossed until now.
That makes a lot of sense. What about, we saw like Cherie and Jessy during the season, like kind of just disappeared in the middle of the season. I know there's been a lot out there about that. I mean, I'm sure it's because of this, but I mean, was it just like, wait a second, like we don't want this out there, this whole thing about like Jessy having another family and we're just done with the show?
Yeah, it was really weird. I don't even really know what happened. That we filmed, the last time I saw her at filming was the party that Anna had, where Paula Abdul, our fabulous Paula icon, she showed up. And that was it. And then Cherie just never showed up on set again. So I mean, I wish her the best. You know, obviously, end of the day, as long as she's happy, you know, that's all that matters. But for me, if I was in the situation, I would have came back and gave my narrative or my story. You know, I think it was kind of weird that she just dropped out and unfollowed all of us and just never really spoke to any of us after. I know she's still friends with Mimi because you know, Mimi wasn't really involved in this. But that's really it.
And here's my thing, like, even though, you know, this was season 1, season 2, like, you know what reality TV is. Like, I mean, if you slept with someone, if you had an affair, if you committed a crime, like whatever you've done, somehow someone's going to find it. That's just my thing.
Of course. And season 1, episode 1, I was like, hey, I was married to pretty much a scammer that ran one of the largest cyber scams in American history. You know, I put it out there because if you decide to do this, you just gotta let it go.
I always said if I ever got on a reality show, I mean, I really don't think I have anything to hide, but I would hire like the best private investigator. And then I would hire 2 more, and I would have 3 different people investigating every comment, everything I've ever done in my life, and been like, bring it all to me. And the minute that this hits the air, I want to deal with all of this. Not that I have anything there, but just who knows, right? So I don't get it.
Exactly. And nowadays I feel like, you know, I don't know how our age difference, but when I was younger, you know, the good thing that the social media really wasn't too big of a thing and there wasn't cell phone all the time. It's really hard, I think, to grow up right now in today's society where everything is filmed, like, you know, and it just, everything's going to be out there. So like you said, it's just better to air it all out.
Everything's going to be out there. And have you run into Cherie, or like, has anyone run into her and Jessy, or like since they just vanished and unfollowed you guys?
Yeah. So me, King, Kevin, we were at a gala called Unforgettable Award a few months ago. And I think Kevin tried to talk to them, but I did say hi. And then Jessy gave me a quick hi. And then he was obviously, he didn't want to have a conversation. He just kind of, you know, avoided it and went away. You know, but I don't know about Kane. Kane's actually, to be honest, the closest to Cherie and Jessy from before. So, you know, I think that relationship probably got hit the hardest.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he was pretty upset, just in the sense that, like, how do I know you and we're supposed to be really good friends?
Mm-hmm.
What have you like learned about yourself? You know, maybe not just from, we talked about dating, but just in general, like, have you learned something from doing these 2 seasons of Bling Empire?
I think I've definitely learned a lot to be more comfortable with myself and my voice. And then I think one of the other big things I learned is that be able to communicate my thoughts and emotions a little bit better. Because growing up, we really didn't learn how to communicate our emotions. I didn't know the words or the vocabulary to really even put how I feel in a sentence. Where because